So a question I get asked a lot from business owners is like, look, how do I show up in this AI search? How do I do this artificial intelligence search that everybody's talking about? And in today's video, I'm going to show you 5 things that you can do to your Google My Business profile that's going to help you improve your local SEO. It's also going to help improve your traffic for artificial intelligence. So let's get started. But before we do, remember, share, subscribe, and like the channel below. All right, now we're jumping into the Google My Business profile. And I've got this pulled up here for one of our companies, the Flood Insurance Guru. Look, it's got some good things, it's got some bad things about it as we continue to work on improvement. But we're talking about those 5 things you can do on your local SEO, on your Google My Business profile, that's going to help improve your LM model, your AI search long term. So what are those things? The first thing is this. Look, whether you're talking about search engine optimization, you're talking about what we call ask everywhere, where you're trying to really have your brand show up. One of the things that AI is looking at is reviews. So one of the best things you can do for your overall brand to make sure your brand's being mentioned as much as possible through social media, online, Reddit, all these different things, and the LM models is getting reviews, building your reputation management. Getting reviews just isn't enough, though. When you do get those reviews, you need to respond to them within 24 hours, especially the negative reviews. If someone had a bad experience, you want to respond, apologize, explain maybe what happened. Also, potentially, when you're responding, using potential keywords. For example, if I have a customer who leaves me a review in a particular city in Georgia, I might talk about how we helped them with their flood insurance in Atlanta, Georgia. So Google and the other models can see that. So that's one thing you can do to improve your artificial intelligence search there, your LM model, as you look at this long-term strategy. See, everybody thinks AI search is going to be completely different. It's not that AI search is going to be different. What's going to be different is the customer journey, how people are finding things through AI. But a lot of what AI is pulling are from these different searches. Because remember, AI is not a traditional index search yet. That may change in the future. So for example, ChatGPT pulls a lot of things from Bing, your Google My Business profile. So the second thing that you can do that maybe just as important though, is making sure that your name, your address, and your phone number, also sometimes called NAP, is correct everywhere that you've got listed on the internet, on your website, on your Google My Business profile, your Bing profile, even on your social media platforms. Making sure that your name, your address, and your phone number is consistent across these things is the second thing you can do. Now, the third thing you can do, and there's kind of some debate on this, is how often should you be posting on your Google My Business profile? Well, according to Google, they recommend posting a minimum of once every 7 days. But posting just isn't enough. If you're speaking at an event, checking in and posting pictures there is going to allow Google to understand that you were in that location. It was relevant to that. It's going to see the LM model also picking up these recent photos, understanding how your business is relevant in that particular marketplace. So that's definitely something else you can do there. Number 3, though, it comes back to questions on here. And that is, posting just isn't enough. Posting photos and videos, that's awesome. But what you need to do is you need to answer specific questions. So let's talk about flood insurance, for example, because we have a flood insurance agency. Instead, we may not talk about flood insurance options on our Google My Business profile when answering a question. We may talk about flood insurance options in Covington, Georgia, where the Google My Business is at. See, we're being very specific there. When it comes to AI search, that's what it's looking for. It's looking for things that are very detailed. And so you want to be extra detailed there. The fourth thing that you can do, though, is make sure that you have your primary category correct when setting up your profile on your products. As you can see here, as I scroll through here, and you'll see the different products that we have listed out like this right here, and we have all these different things listed. So that's products. But in primary search, you can see that we're just an insurance or insurance brokerage, right? And that would be the primary keyword. So that's number 4. Number 5 is your secondary keywords. And this is where it gets powerful. So while we may on our primary have just insurance brokerage, on our secondary keywords, we may have specifically flood insurance agency. So if you run an auto and home insurance agency, you may have an insurance brokerage or insurance broker or insurance agent as your primary. But your secondary, you may have Auto Home Insurance Agency, Covington, Georgia. If you're super local, this is going to tell Google, what you specifically offer. It's going to tell the LM models what you specifically offer. These 5 things alone can help you to start to show up in LM models. But look, this isn't enough. This is just a starting point of what you can do, and it's free inside your insurance agency. We do it every day. We have for more than a decade now. That's why a lot of our content is naturally showing up in these LM models and this generative AI. Is because how we've been creating content for the last decade that specifically answers customers' questions the right way. In fact, it's what we teach business owners every day over at Niche Your Business. So hopefully this video has been valuable for you. So hopefully these 5 things help your business become more recognizable locally, as you're taking the effort to do these things. And not only are you seeing an increase in traffic, but you're seeing an increase in the right traffic. Because remember, with artificial intelligence, you're probably going to see traffic drastically going down, but you're going to see conversions going up, because the people who are coming to your website, usually through the AI overview or through AI search, are more serious. They're at the bottom of the funnel. They're trying to get these things solved. And so if you're in that situation, you're trying to figure all this out, look, you can click below to reach out to me if you want. You can also click below if you're an insurance agent or agency owner that you want to join our private paid community, where I teach this every week as we apply in our insurance agency every day, as we have for the last 4 years. I'm Chris with Niche Your Business. I look forward to speaking to you in our next video.